Hi, this is Dr. Fish. All right, so I'm going to walk you through this assignment, and you may have to pause the video at times, but I'm going to help you get through this the creation of an APA template in Microsoft Word. And why is this so important? Because you can actually reuse this template, blank template, okay, uh, every time you get ready to do a paper here at the school. Anytime you have to do a paper, you can grab this template, save it under a different name. Remember that you got to save it under a different name, and then you start typing in it. Because in the template that you will create, it'll have a cover page, it will have a body page, and then it will have a references page. And we're going to put breaks in this document. We're going to put some section breaks here. This is the desktop version. We're going to insert section breaks in here. Unfortunately, the online version does not allow section breaks. It only allows just page breaks, but that's okay. You'll be fine even if you are using the online version, but this is the desktop version. So let's get started. In order to build this template, of course, the first page of any paper is what? It's your cover page. So let's just start there. And I'm just going to go to center right here. I'm going to click on the center command, and I'm going to hit enter a few times. And what I probably should have done was just went ahead and set the document, the line spacing. Let me check that. Line spacing is already set at single. So what we could do, let's go back here. We're going to change this line spacing to double. And I'm going to show you a trick that regardless of every time you open up Microsoft Word, it'll already be set as double spacing. So we're going to set as default right there. And not this document only, but all documents basically in the future. You can always go back and change this if you want to. And then we're going to click OK, and that's it. So now it's set at double spacing. You can tell when I click in the document how it kind of jumps around. So let's say whatever, the name of your assignment. And also let's change the font, which these are things you already know how to do based on what you learned last week. I'm going to change it to Times New Roman, of course, 12, because we want to abide by APA formatting. Now, there is another font that you can use outside of Times New Roman, but I tend to use Times New Roman and just stick with that. It just makes it easy. All right, so name of the assignment, I'm going to hit enter. I don't know, date. And some professors will probably give you some kind of formatting that they want you to follow, or the library will give you that as well. And I'm gonna hit enter. Notice it's double spacing, right? Because we've already set this document to be double spaced. So name, date, I don't know, class name, and then your name. And whatever, again, whatever formatting works, in that particular class, that's what you want to use. Now, here in the desktop version, again, this is where I was talking about the section break will work. So we're going to go it only works here. It doesn't work in the online version. So we're going to go to layout and put the section break in here. And then we're going to go to breaks. And under section breaks, we're going to use a next page. And then we're going to come in here in the header and double click. When we click inside the header, it brings up link to previous. We want to click on that. And what that does is it disconnects this page from this page. So, I mean, it's not a big deal. You don't necessarily have to do this, but it's going to make life easier for you. Regardless of how much you need to type up here on this page, if you need to make some changes, add more information, if we didn't put the section break in here and you keep hitting enter, whatever you had down here previously on this page, like if you had something already typed here, it's going to bump it down. In this case, putting this kind of section break in here will not allow that to happen. That's the point. Okay. And it works even more so when we have this is the beginning of your body page. The next page is going to be your references page. So as you fill up that body page and you keep going to the next page, it'll bump the references down to the next page. That's the beauty of a section break. All right, so let's close the header footer, and we want to put this at, we want to align this left first. And let's go check. I think the margins, let's go to layout, margins. Make sure your margins are at normal, 1 inch top, bottom, left, and right, which they are on mine, but you want to make sure yours already has that. And since it's already set there, that's fine. So we're against the left margin, and then we want to hit tab. And it's just, that's all you have to do is hit tab one time. All right. So what that does is just lets Word know that, hey, whenever you open up this template again, it'll already have that first line indent. So you know that at the beginning of every paragraph is first line indent. And you already know we've set the paragraph, the line spacing at double spacing. See that? It's already set. That's something else we can do. Let's go ahead and do that now. I just thought about it. Since I opened this up, let me go back. If I went too fast, I'm going to go back right here under the paragraph settings. And we're going to do something else that's default. I wonder, is this going to work against you? It won't. We're going to go to special, and we're going to do a first line. And then we'll click OK. Yeah, I figured that was going to happen. So let's click undo and click undo one more time. Now, let's do what we did again. Going back to the paragraph settings, right here under special, choose first line and then set as default. And then all documents, click OK. You see what happened? It indented. So it automatically will indent on this particular body page. And you can just say, this is my body page. All right. In other words, this is where your body, the body of your document will start, of your paper will start. All right. So we got that. Now, let's go ahead while we're here. Let's go to insert. Since this is a body page, we're going to go to page number, top of page, move over, come down. It's going to be in the upper right hand corner. This is what APA requires. Click that one. It puts it in there. Close the header footer. And then there you go. Now we got it set. This is a body page, right? We got our cover page, right? Yeah, it's funny how this jumped. You're not supposed to jump. Oh, I know what happened. Because I thought we disconnected. It's funny. Yeah, these two pages, which we did. And because there's no page number here. But why is there a first line indent? It shouldn't be here. We're going to remove that. Make sure that's not there. That should have never happened. Unless I didn't put the page break in there yet. That may have been what happened. But anyway, make sure that didn't happen to your cover page. All right, so we got a cover page, and we still in these. Let me double click in here just for clarity. So we have section 1 and section 2. Before it was footer section 1, header section 1. Now we have two different sections because we remember we clicked on link to previous. That disconnected the two pages. Close the header footer. I just wanted to check to make sure all our settings are correct. So now we're going to put another break in here, section break. We're going to go to layout, breaks. Under section breaks, we're going to click on next page. I'm going to double click inside this header. I'm going to link to previous. And then we're going to close the header footer. Now we're on page 3. All right. So this is page 2. That's the body. Remember, this is page 1. This is 2. This is 3. Now, let's hit backspace because we don't want to indent here. This is the very first line of your references page. We want to center. And I want you to type references. Remember this, all headings are bold. Don't forget that. All headings are bold. Now, they're not all necessarily centered. Some headings are aligned left. And we can talk, I'll create a whole nother video about headings later. All right, so your references heading is centered and it's bold. And now we're going to, let's check our line spacing on this page, which it should be double. Good. and we're going to hit enter. And what's going to happen is, yes, it wants to center because Microsoft Word will follow any pattern you give it. But hit backspace and it should put you all the way back against the left margin. Now, go to your paragraph settings, and then we're going to go to special, and we're going to use hanging. And then you're going to set as default. We don't want all documents based on this template. Let's leave it as this document only, which is fine. Click OK. So what that means is now when you type, I should have had I'm going to just put a bunch of text in here. But when you type your reference, interesting. We don't want it bold. Let's change that. And it's interesting that it did not give us what we told it to do. Let's do this again. Hanging, set as default, this document only, click OK. Okay, let's do this. Going back to it. It's interesting that it won't set it hanging, and we'll just click OK. Now, although, to be honest, we really don't have to set as default when it comes to the hanging indent. Why? Because you're going to save this as a template that you'll reuse over and over and over again. So if I hit, let's say this is the end of the reference. If I hit enter, notice it takes me back against the left margin. It's just going to follow the same pattern. So if you, as you type that reference, if there's a second line, it'll automatically indent. That is what is called a hanging indent. All right. So now we have all three of the pages. I want to make sure I got everything that you need. I'm covering all bases. Yeah, all three of your pages are set. What I want you to do in this assignment for a reference, though, I want you to go and find a real reference, and I will give you a reference, kind of like a cheat sheet for APA. I'll give that to you. I should say that'll be included in the attachments for this particular assignment. So use the reference cheat sheet because there are different types of references that are formatted a certain way. Okay. A book reference is not formatted the same way an article reference is formatted for APA. And so you need to know what's the difference based on the source. So that comes into play when it comes to APA. And by the way, one last thing I want to make sure I'm covering everything. I'm just looking down the line. As we go back to the cover page, make sure you put all the items that you see, like the paper title is centered your name, the name of the school, the course name and number, instructor name and date. And do that, for this template. And that would be basically for this particular class. All right. Now it will change from class to class. No doubt the date is going to change. Your name will never change. Class name is going to change. Name of the assignment will change. A lot of other things will change. The date and your name will never change. Okay. But make sure you cover all bases of what I have in the instructions as far as what I want to see on that cover page. Okay. So you got a cover page. Remember, basically it's 3 pages. A cover page, it's a body page. You'll type this little phrase here. This is my body page. That's just a reminder for you. Every time you open up the template, that's basically where you're going to be starting. No doubt you got to fix your cover, but everything will be set at least in place, if you will, to where you can, it's kind of like a placeholder, similar to, a resume template, kind of like a placeholder to where you don't have to keep, when you open up Word, you open it up fresh, and now it's like you're starting blank, and you got to start putting all these items that I just showed you. You got to put them all in here, and then you start working on your paper. Don't do that. This makes life easier for you. It's like, why reinvent the wheel? It's already been invented. That's the key of having a template. It's a time saver. Okay, it's a time saver. All right. So hopefully this helped. And if you have any questions, I'm here, Dr. Fish. Just reach out to me and let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you.